No, so like I typically have like a beard, or like I
Hmm.
like to like, blow out the beard, and then I just like every time I shave, I like find stuff in it.
Well, I don't know the last time I actually shaved. Like,
I feel like if you did, you'll have like stuff. Like, I don't
I,
know.
I mean, I did the lowest guard, and this is the lowest I've been in probably like, I don't know, 10 years just to try something different.
What, the mustache or the shave?
The
Like
like the
both?
mustache stubble combo, which, obviously the trendiest
I
people are doing.
Yeah, no, you totally right. Well, I like your mustache because yours is like longer here. Does it grow
Oh,
over your lip?
it does, yeah.
Oh, that's why. Maybe I should let it grow over my lip, right?
Yeah, just for that kind of bushier
Yeah, because I feel
cornstarch
like
mustache.
I keep it trim above my lip, and I'm just like, oh, it looks too neat. Like I want it to be shaggier that way.
I used to trim above my lip line as well, and then every time I did it, I was just like, oh, I don't like the way this looks, so I
I
just
don't
let
know,
it
it looks
go.
I don't know, it looks more cool when it's like fully grown.
It depends
I
on the
don't know.
vibe you want to go for. You got that kind of like 70s porn star stash though.
Who, me or you?
Yeah, you.
I feel like we both do.
Maybe different ends of the 70s.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think I recorded a podcast and on video, and I have like the handlebar mustache.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. And then I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's too thin. Like it was like too skinny right here. Like
Oh,
I wanted to be more thickums.
more oomph.
Yeah, more. Well, what's up? How's it going? Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thanks for asking me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, for sure. I just it's just an opportunity to just like shoot the shit and talk about all the cool Bator things that we enjoy and love.
I do love debate.
How have you been since the bait off? How's the reception been? How's everyone
It's
feeling
been
that?
it's been it's been a good year. Like I was initially very shocked when I was asked to do it. I was just like, you want me to do the bait off? Like I was kind of surprised that I was asked to do it. Um, a few months after it like was premiered, like I think I went up into Chicago and somebody recognized me. They're like, "Hey, you're PopperNate from the Bate Off," and I was like, "Oh, I'm recognized in a big city. Like, oh my goodness! Like, I was not expecting that."
Dice. I feel
So,
like
like,
it.
it's been fun. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you getting recognized in these spaces? Like bait off parties?
No, it was just like it was in God, it was in Cell Block in Chicago. So just like a gay bar with like it had
Oh,
a
nice.
a, a dark room in the back, and um I forget if it was in the dark room or if it was in the bar part, but
Wait, are you from Chicago?
no, I'm from St. Louis, so I
Oh,
I was up
okay.
for I think it was a Leather Run or IML or one of those two things. So
That's cool.
yeah,
I've never been to
it,
Chicago. I've always wanted to go to Chicago.
it's a fun city. Yeah, it's good to visit every like 2 or 3 times a year.
Do you like living in Missouri?
I don't like living in Missouri. I do like
Okay.
living in St. Louis.
Wait, isn't St. Louis in Missouri?
It is, but
Oh,
the state itself is not very great. Like
oh,
it's a very conservative state, so it kind of it's got
wait.
two little cities on each side, Kansas
Uh-huh.
City and St. Louis. They're as far as possible on the opposite side of the states as you can get because they both want to get out of the state.
Oh, gotcha.
But no, like it's the city itself is great. Like St. Louis is very liberal. It's like a medium big size city, so you can pretty much do whatever you want here. But
Yeah.
the
Have you
state of
been
Missouri,
there? How long have you been in St. Louis?
I've was born and raised here, and then I left and went up to Iowa for school, and then I came back down and moved back down. I think 10 years. This will be my 10th year back. So I've been back in St. Louis for 10 years now. So
What's the scene like there?
it's like in terms of like baiting scene, I'm not sure it's that strong of a scene. I know there's a few people that do like bait clubs in their houses, like in their basements.
Oh,
I've been invited to a few, but it's just never worked, or um, it's always like at a weird time when I can't go or I don't know the person that well. So I'm just like, well, let me like get to know you a little bit more before I.
I imagine like these like really like suburban homes in like St. Louis with like these really beautiful basements.
Yeah, I mean, it's in one of the
Like
suburbs. It's so it's like I've never like
the ones with
I
like the ones with like the step down to the basement, but it's all carpeted.
it might be a nice basement. I don't know. I mean, I should probably check it out sometime just to.
I don't know. That's where like my mind goes to. I don't know. It's just I'm always so fascinated with like smaller. Well, I guess Missouri's not the St. Louis isn't that small of a city. What's the population in St. Louis?
Um, the metro area is about like 2 million, I
Okay,
think.
cool. Well, what's the gay scene like in St. Louis?
It's pretty vibrant. We've got, multiple gay bars. We've like
Nice.
got lots of drag, got lots of like each gay bar kind of has a different like kind of vibe to it, so you can kind of pick and choose where you want to go, like the type of people you want to be around.
Do you know the
So
drag queen Crystal Method?
oh, she was on Drag Race, right?
Yeah, I think she's
Yeah,
from Missouri. I
yeah,
think she's
she's
from
from
Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri, which is like
Oh,
kind
okay.
of way. It's kind of down
Oh,
south.
okay.
So, yeah.
I don't know if they were that close. I was just watching her on like the pit stop, and I was just fascinated with her drag. She's so scary. Like
Yeah,
she's like cool. She's like cool, scary, but I'm like I keep rewatching it because I'm obsessed with her face. She's like a
I
giant clown. It's
yeah,
bizarre.
I enjoyed watching her on her season. I still
Yeah,
try
that's
to
it.
go.
Yeah, I thought she was cool. I mean, drag
Yeah,
queens are cool.
yeah. So far, no drag race queen from St. Louis itself. Maybe one day. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. It's all, it's all working. I feel like it's not going anywhere. I feel like drag is gonna like stick around for a while.
Yeah.
But you know what is up and coming? Baiters.
Yes, we are.
I feel like we're arriving onto the scene like, bitch, we's here, we's been here. And
It's been, especially in the past like year and like the last maybe 6 to 3 months, it seems like everyone's, the meme of gooning has like exploded, and it's like everyone's gooning this, everyone's gooning that, and
yeah.
I'm of two minds. I'm of two minds. One is like, okay, I'm a little tired of the meme. But on the other hand, I'm just like, it's like, oh, it's kind of cool that like you're like scrolling through like Instagram and there's some like reel that has like millions of views where they're talking about baiting and gooning, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I
people
feel
know
like, yeah, even like even in
it's great to
social
know about this
media,
now.
yeah, like even in social media mode, it's just like, oh, everyone's just like making like masturbation content as much as it can. I feel like TikTok polices all that shit. Oh, like it can't be too hypersexual. Like I remember I've dropped shit on TikTok and it's like it won't get any views. Fuck. I just dropped my iPad.
Oh
Wait, what
yeah,
was I gonna say?
I've
What
oh,
was I
you're talking
saying?
about TikTok, and
Right, TikTok. So then
you
I,
can't be
yeah, so
sexy in
then
TikTok.
no, you can't. Like you can't talk about anything about sex. Well, you can, but then you have to like fight it. It's weird. Anyway, like I uploaded like I do the clip for these shows, and I just uploaded like I was talking about. I forgot it was penis jerking out, and it got no views. And then I posted something else, and it got like a bunch of views. It was weird. Like the algorithm recognizes when you're being naughty.
And blocks you, hides you.
It's so dumb. Like all this week, I was just like, do I really hate social media? Like I've been like back and forth with it. I don't know because I get so frustrated with like, what is this proving? Like, what is this
I
all to say? Like, it's so silly. Like we're just constantly trying to like one up each other, and I'm like, it's so dumb. But then I'm just like, no, because then like I use social media for like shit like this, like building community and like having a voice. So that part's cool, but like
yeah,
the other
it's definitely
shit,
more
like
fun. it's definitely more enjoyable when you like just have fun with it and don't take it like super seriously or
Yeah, no, for sure. Sorry, I'm a boba today. I've just been really off this week. Do you ever feel that in your life? Like you're just like, why is like nothing really jiving? Like my energy is off. Like,
oh yeah, it's you're just like, can I just like have a break?
and you
Can
know,
I just
it
pause
ain't, me-
everything?
yeah, and it's not Mercury retrograde because that's like not real. Like I was watching this documentary and like completely disproved it, and I was like, oh, you mean my life is just shit? Like, it
Like, oh,
has
I have to
nothing.
blame myself now.
Yeah, it's like had nothing to do with the planets. I'm just like, oh, my life is just terrible. I've just made the most shittiest choices ever. Ah, that shit's funny. Well, how's the bait been lately? You good? I love your social media, by the way. You can follow PopperNate at PopperNate.
Renee, yeah, consistent
That's
branding.
cool. No, I like that. I like that too because it's so unique. Also, mine too. Like every time I use BC Bator, I'm just like I always get it, like whatever account I want, and I'm just like because it's like n new and unique. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, like you have a lot of like cool content where you're just like gooning out on your penis.
yeah, yeah. I just try to like sometimes I just like turn the camera on and just like let it go and just kind of like then edit it down to the best parts and sometimes I'm like talking to the camera like we're like bro on bro kind of like talking through it like you're in the room
Yeah.
so like I like to do stuff that like I would want to see or be included
Hmm.
in or
Hmm.
like what would people actually want to date with and everyone wants that kind of one-on-one or one-on-three connection or whatever
Well,
so
because I feel like it's like the hottest content. Like I'm so over like this highly produced, like beautiful looking shit. Like I wanna see some like hidden cam anonymous shit.
I love it. I love like hidden or like caught camera footage. Like I used to like go on Pornhub and just like browse the caught category,
Yeah, like I just come to a
like
place where like just
or public
today,
or something.
yeah, exactly. Like even
Yeah,
today or yesterday, like I was like scrolling through porn and I was like so bored with everything that I was watching. Do you ever get to that? You're just like, I've seen
yeah,
this, I've gotten off to this, what's next? And you're trying to find that like unique clip or video that's really gonna like inspire you to like get really pervy and you're just like,
yeah.
this is brand new to me.
After a while,
Um,
the produced stuff just like it all blends together.
it all looks
Like
the same, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I think people appreciate like just kind of like put on your cell phone and just like masturbate. Like no, it doesn't have to be like this big thing. I think I did that in the beginning because I was like trying to show off, and then I just got really lazy, and I was like, what is this even worth? Like I think I just got really like defeated, or just like not defeated, but I was just like over it. Like I was like, okay, well,
like
whatever.
I think it feeds into people's voyeurism where it's just like oh I'm like watching them in their like private moment because
Uh-huh.
we're kind of conditioned to think of like masturbating as very like private, like grew up like doing it, all by yourself or like secretive or something. So then you can like spy on somebody almost like a window into their life. I think people like that. Um,
I like that a lot, but I also like in porn, like I always notice little things that get me off. Like I love looking at like the bottom's face, nothing
mm,
else. Like when he's getting penetrated, you just like that pleasure and like what he's looking at. If you watch his eyes, he's looking at the guy, and like you can try to figure out
yeah.
like where he's looking. That gets me off. Also, too, like when it's like really like hyper masculine men, but they like rub each other like really gently to like I don't know.
Oh,
Like
that's cute.
it's always like these like off moments where I'm just like, oh, that's really sexy to me because it's like unexpected. I don't know. Maybe it's like things that I'm like lacking in my own life where it's just like, fuck, I need attention. Like I need physical touch. My fucking
There's
star.
I do that too, but sometimes I don't notice in the moment. There's something that I had like a porn playing on a screen behind me when I was making a video, and then like I came and like the bottom was still getting fucked, but like he was very clearly not enjoying it, and like his face was just all scrunched up, and like so I came and then like I kind of looked over and I was just like, laughing at myself because I was just like, oh God, he is not enjoying this. And I just start
Did you feel
laughing.
did you feel bad? You're like, oh, I'm getting off on this guy not having the
I
best
did.
sex
I
in his
felt
life.
bad. I was like, oh God, like he's not. That poor guy's not. That poor twink is not enjoying himself. I feel so
It was probably some gay for pay that was just like, okay, guy, our other bottom called out. You gotta take it for the
bad.
team. Imagine
Maybe.
imagine showing up in the set and be like, I am not prepared for this shit. Y'all need to buy me a douche or something because it ain't gonna be pretty. I feel like I could
That's
never
definitely
bottom.
hard to understudy for.
Like I want to bottom so bad, but I can't. I can't. Like I'm
I
too lazy. And also too, I don't know my stomach well enough to be like, bitch, I plus I eat like garbage. So it's like what am I
I'm
doing to myself?
lazy and I can count on maybe like two hands the number of times I've bought them in my life because when I do, it like hurts the inside of my stomach. Like
Yeah, like it makes you feel sick, right?
yeah, yeah. It's like somebody like punching
Dude,
my belly button really hard.
we're we're such tops.
It's
Tops, whatever. Like I just feel like I've got and I feel like I made a prom well not didn't make a promise to myself, but I was like, oh, 2024 is gonna be like the year of the butt. Like I'm gonna get my shit together. Like I bought like two bottles of like psyllium husk because I was like, oh, I'm gonna like really like take it serious. Have I stuck in the pills? No. And then also too, I bought myself like a beginner butt plug set where it's like the big one, the small one, the medium, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have I used it? No.
I mean that could be fun too. I've baited with butt plugs before. They're fun. They're definitely easy to start with, but having a butt plug inside is not the same as getting fucked.
No, because the butt plug just sits there.
Yeah, that's fine. Then you can kind of like wiggle around on it and,
But you have, yeah, you have control over it. Whereas the top, you're
yeah,
just basically submitted to this like person
right.
that's essentially going to do whatever the fuck you want with your butthole. Which I don't mind because I feel like being in that space, I'm good at it. Although, no, that's a lie. I mean, the times that I have been fucked have been fine. Like it's just mostly been like experimental. Where it's like, can I try this one thing? And then it
Yeah,
like lasts for like 10 minutes. I feel like the longest I've ever bought has been like 10 minutes and I'm over it.
yeah. I don't even know if I've ever lasted 10 minutes when I've done it.
That's how I like to bottom like a roller coaster. You just kind of go on for the ride and the last
Yeah.
couple minutes and then you're off. And you're just like, woo, done that.
Okay, it's
Okay.
all right. We're good. We're good. We did it. We did it for this decade. Let's move on.
But you're also into pup play. Do you talk at all, still talk to Batermutt?
Every so often I do we chat every so often.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the full pup for the bait off. So I think I did pup for one challenge. I find it hard to do pup for baiting because it's hard to like goon and see my like face in a pup hood. So like in very
Oh,
specific times I do actually funny story, I got into pup play because of baiting and gooning.
hmm.
Like I would be in like Zoom rooms or on Skype calls with people and like they would start like monkey baiting, like just getting like very animalistic and drooling and just kind of, losing control. And so
Yeah.
I got into that for a while. And then like I'd known of pup play and I knew a few pups before that. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. I like it connected. I was like, if I can like make a fool of myself and act like a monkey on camera and drool on myself, like why can't I wear a pup hood and drool on myself like a dog that also drools? And
Yeah.
then I just kind of like backed into pup play through gooning. And
Ooh.
then the pandemic happened and everyone's like, well, but now's the time to do stuff, you know, that we've always wanted to do. So bought a hood and then, came out a few months later as a pup to some bars and the rest is history.
Oh, that's cool. Did you have like a big coming out party as a pup?
No, I mean I like, posted some pictures on Instagram of my new hood and, started doing
Mm.
some more pictures with my hood and went to a few moshes and um
What's a mosh?
it's when like a bunch of pups get together. They like put down kind of mats on a floor and they just kind of best way to describe it is like you just kind of like roughhouse with each other, like how like if you think of like pups like put together in like a little playpen, they just kind of like kind of jump on each other and you
Yeah.
know
Oh, do you guys just like roll around on the floor together?
yeah,
That's
a
cool.
little bit of roughhouse, a little bit of like wrestling, a little bit of like jumping on top of each other or pushing each other or um
I
some
want to go
pups
to
like
a
to
mosh.
it's fun. I'm
Is it sexual in nature?
not it well, it depends on where it's located. Like usually they have them
Oh,
in bars and those are just like very social, like you're fully clothed, you're not sexual at all.
yeah.
You can have private moshes where you're moshing in
Yep.
private at somebody's house or a dungeon or a sex club or somewhere, and then that the wrestling could, turn sexual if you're
And everyone's
yeah,
naked. It's a naked mosh party.
yes. I've
That's
never been to a
fun.
naked mosh party, but I've just been
You
to one
should
at bar.
start. You should start one.
Maybe I should. Yeah,
Nate's naked nude mosh party.
I
That's
like
cool,
it.
dude. I like it too. I feel like I wanted to get more into pup play. I did buy a hood, but I have yet to like wear it to like an event. I don't know where all these pup plays happen because I'm in Los Angeles. I mean, I'm sure there is.
Oh, you just type Los Angeles pup party or pup night or
Yeah,
something.
right. Maybe I could probably find it on Meetup.
Uh, I would check Facebook or Twitter first.
Oh, I'm not on Facebook. I hate Facebook. Facebook
Oh,
is no.
or just any
Probably just
the
like
leather bar,
Twitter
the eagle.
on
Like
X.
LA has an eagle, right?
Yeah, they do. We do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Or
I feel
whatever
like they
leather.
would. Yeah, I definitely feel like Eagle would probably know or probably
Yeah.
host some kind of
Any
something.
any any of the LA bars that are more leather focused would absolutely have a pup night, probably
Yeah,
at least
you probably,
once
you probably,
once a month, maybe.
yeah, you're probably right.
And you can go and just watch. Pups like to be watched.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
especially if
cool.
they're going to a mosh at a bar, like they definitely don't mind being watched, probably.
Well, that's true. Everyone's kind of like hanging around, like watching
Yeah.
a bunch of pups play. I don't know, but then I want people to like masturbate. I want people to like watch and like, I don't know. It just seems really sexual to me. Like I can't, because I just feel like if you're like rubbing up against each other, you're like jumping on each other, like inevitably someone's gonna get a boner. Because you're just like it's like
It,
pup. Because you begin to like give people like pups in heat, right? Until like
yeah,
yeah,
it can definitely be. I mean, there are every pup gets into pup for very different reasons. So, like, obviously, I just said that my pup journey kind of came a little bit on the sexual side. Some
yeah.
pups they don't they put on their hood and they don't want to have sex or do anything. They just want to be kind of like in pup
Wait,
headspace for.
are you a part of a pack?
I'm not, no.
Okay,
That's also like depends on
the
what
person.
the pup wants to do. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just a lone wolf, I guess you could say.
oh, I like that. I like being called a wolf rather than like a bear. I feel like I'm not yet a bear, not yet an
Oh
otter.
yeah, that's like that gay like taxonomy. It's like, are you an otter? Are you a cub? Are you a bear? And then like a wolf is like a
It's like a
sexy
elk.
aggressive daddy.
Yeah,
Like
like
instead of a wolf is like
like an
aggressive daddy.
yeah, like an elder kind of like young, elder but young, like mid 40s, like, you know,
Yeah, assertive. He'll watch out for you.
assertive, confident, yeah, protector.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's hot. Isn't that so bizarre that we like gay people, we like give each other like animal like personas? Like, why do we do that to each other?
I I don't know. That sounds like that could be somebody's dissertation, I bet.
Oh, I'm sure. Like we come up with the dumbest shit. Like just, you know, gay boys. We're an interesting bunch of people. Um, do you feel like you've always been a baiter? Have you always like enjoyed masturbating?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was definitely always doing it and probably doing it. I mean, I had internet in my room as a teenager, so like
Oh shit, dude, you were doing it 24/7. What? Well, you got bougie too, like in your room. What is that?
Yeah, yeah. So, that was definitely kind of perhaps I was destined to eventually do this.
Dude, you're like, yeah, you were like living every young boy's fantasy. Like, I wish I had internet in my room. I'd be jerking it. I mean, not that it didn't stop me. I had a very vivid imagination when I was a teenager living at home. Like, I could get off to anything in my mind.
I did that before I did get the internet in my room, but then after that, it was like, oh, well, we're just going straight to straight to the internet after this.
Holy shit. Well, like, were you going on like chat rooms too?
I mean,
I
no,
mean,
but wink, wink, yes.
yeah, you're being. I remember like stealing like my mom's credit card once and like getting internet because she said we couldn't have it, and I was just so curious. I was like going into like gay chat rooms and like people like just. I mean, it was hookup culture like back then, but I just didn't understand it. And it
Yeah,
was just so like jarring to me. I was like, what is happening right now? Like people could send you like dick pics, and it would take me a long time because it was dial up. And then I would like try to print
yeah.
them because I was a horny little punk. And I was just like,
I yeah,
I'd go back to my room and jerk off and watch them, but it's all pixelated on like horrible ink.
and just like trying to remember. It's like, what did that dick actually look like?
Yeah, no shit. That was so bad. I would keep it under my bed, like in a little secret corner.
I did that too. Yeah, I had a little stash of printed out porn.
Like printer, like it would take like forever. Like it'd take like 5 minutes to print one dick
Yeah.
pic.
In black and white too.
Yeah, yeah, in black and white too, because yeah, that's true.
Can't
Although I
waste the
did have
coloring.
I know, because then your mom would be like, I just bought colored ink like a week ago. Like, why is it all out now? You're just like, I don't know.
Oh, school projects.
I was always jerking off. I was jerking off before high school too, like in before homeroom and shit, like first period in the
Oh well,
bathroom.
no, I was too shy to do it at school.
Oh no, I would do it at home in the shower before I went
Oh,
to school. Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was doing it, morning, afternoon, whenever.
yeah. Absolutely. Wait, what other cities have you been in that have like a really have you been to LA?
No, I've not. No,
Mm.
I haven't like traveled as much as I want to. I used to travel a lot. Haven't really been to too many places. I've done like lots of leather runs. Um, so like I've been to Kansas City, Green Bay, Nashville, Chicago. I feel like there's another run that I've been to that I forgot, but yeah. So like that's what I've been doing the past maybe like 5 years has been my travel is doing leather runs, which
Mhm.
is it's fun because you go to like gay campgrounds, which are usually like clothing optional, or they're in
Mhm.
hotels, which usually they rent out like two or three ballrooms, and then like sometimes one ballroom is like a dark room with like a movie projector, just playing porn, and you can just kind of go in and do what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but no, this year's I'm gonna try to do a little bit more traveling, a little bit more like fun travel. Just I don't know where
Mhm.
though, but
No, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like LA would be. I always encourage people to come to LA, just try it, give it a try. There's a lot of Bators in LA, actually. There's a lot of sides. Like I feel like do you have sides in St. Louis?
it's I mean like people know what it is. I think people know what it is. I mean, I've
Yeah.
heard people describe themselves that way, and not too many people bat an eye. I think they understand that it's.
Yeah, but it's just really interesting to me, like within the last year, I would say like that's really been really populated. Like when you go cruising, like people will specifically say, like, I don't want to fuck. I'm just a total side. Like I just want to like do other stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
I, it's absolutely amazing with me. I love doing side stuff. It's like my favorite thing to do. I'm just kidding. I'm telling you, like this week has been so like unreal. Like I typically feel like my life is unreal, but then this week has been extra like, what are you doing? Like, what is life? Like I
Oh
gave myself
no.
I gave myself like a social week of like not a social week. I gave myself like a break off social media for a week.
Yeah.
And I was like literally like I wanted to stop everything. I was like, I'm gonna get off Twitter, I'm gonna stop the podcast, like I'm gonna just like go. Like I was having dreams or like having like these feelings of like wanting to move to like some rural area and like just own a farm and
Just
like
escape.
yeah, and like sell cheese or something. Or like I want to do something that has like the least amount of like talking. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Oh, just because you've been like doing it for
Well, I've
so
just like
long?
been so restless. Like I've got this new job and I'm just like continuously like working. Like I don't know, like my weeks are very like stressful to me. And on the
Mhm.
weekends, I'm just very like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Like I don't want to do anything. Like I just want to like basically
Oh,
like hole up and just like
yeah,
not even like do anything with the world.
I get that. Yeah, you're just like, I mean, like you run out of energy talking to people. Like talking to people takes energy. Like it
Yeah, you know
definitely,
what? It really does. I feel like
or just
everything
being
takes
around
energy.
people and like it definitely can be very draining sometimes.
No, you're totally right. You're totally right. And it's just like, why am I like giving my energy to this person when I don't really want to right now?
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
about
I've
choices and like trying to like figure out like who has like well who has access to like energies, you know?
Yeah, that's been a big evaluation I've been trying to do in the past month or so. Is just like who is actually like enriching me, like or
Uh-huh.
making me more excited to, talk to them, or do I feel like obligated to talk to them, or whatever. Like how can I, yeah, like protect my access to myself. Like I've being so kind of accessible on social media, like
Hmm.
I think sometimes you feel like you need to kind of like protect yourself, like, and like even though it's no fault of the people like in your real like on offline life, it's not their fault
Yeah.
that you're putting yourself out there so much, but then you kind of have to be like, well, I give so much of myself over there, I need to kind of protect myself
Yeah,
over
you're
here
totally
a little
right.
bit.
Do you ever feel
Yeah.
like oh I just maybe also too like I feel like overexposed? Like
Yes.
I'm
Oh
and that
yes.
and
Yeah.
that's why I went like sometimes I go private. I'm private right now because I'm just like I can't like it's just too many eyes on me. So I'm just like, okay, let
Yeah.
me just like close this off for a minute and like that was my alternative. I was like, okay, if I'm not gonna completely delete my ex, I can at least go private because I'm just it's too much right now.
Yeah. Just kind of like let it sit, like let it,
Yeah,
like
let it yeah, just kind of
don't
let it
don't don't
breathe.
don't do updates, don't do posts, don't do anything. Just kind of let it. Like I've done
Yeah.
that before, where I just like I don't go private or anything, but I just kind of like may not post for a week or
Mhm.
two or something,
Mhm.
and then just kind of like I just can't right now. I literally can't.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I mean, I as much as I like to show off, it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, I need a break, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's like,
Although, uh-huh.
oh, like I like you inherently have to show off if you're running a just for fans or something. You're just kind of like, oh, I kind of have to do this, but then it's also like, oh, but I'm feeling very exposed. But also that's like the whole point. But also like I don't like this kind of exposure where I'm constantly, you know, just not necessarily being scrutinized, but just like,
I know, and then that's the thing too. It's like I don't know, it just has this feeling of like I I was having to like keep up with the Joneses, and you're just like, why? Like I just like I don't know. And then also got like hit up and someone wanted to collaborate, and I was like, I don't do that anymore. Like I just really show off. Like it's not a and then they got really weird with me, like really weird. And I was just like, what? So like I'm not I don't know, like it's just like okay,
please respect my answer.
right? It is like, okay,
Yeah.
and they're just like, I don't know, it's weird. That's what I'm saying. Like the expectation of being naked online comes with like all this other shit, and you're just like, okay, I don't wanna that's not the point.
People expect you to always be on. They expect you to always be like horny. They expect you to always be sexual, always be this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
good
It's
to
just so
it's good to take a step back from it every so often.
like exhausting. It's like no one wants to believe the real you. They just are so convinced that this person online is like who they are in their minds, and just you can't deviate from that. And that's
Right.
stressful to me.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
That
like I have to it's
like
like
you
I'm
have to
not
manufacture like this thing, and you're just like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah. There I mean, everyone has different personas that they do in different aspects of their life, and it's like PopperNate is not, Nathan in real life. Like it's a totally different
I mean, it's like an
person.
extension of who you are.
It is like it's not it's
Not
definitely
the
an
whole.
aspect, but
Yeah.
it's an exaggerated part of one part of me.
Yeah, no, that's true. And it's just like so scary to think that like social media isn't gonna go right. It's not gonna go away anytime soon. Like it's like basically just gonna keep evolving and morphing into like crazy shit. However, have you heard that like a lot of people are returning their Apple, what is it called? The Apple,
Oh,
what is what
uh,
is this called?
the VR goggles.
Yeah, they're like returning them.
Yeah. Oh, somebody was just saying that last night actually that everyone's returning that.
Yeah, it's stupid Apple. Like, what do they think they're doing? Like, they're like basically like people are complaining of like headaches and like they can't like tell like reality from like what's like, and then people are like walking around, people are getting jacked for it. I'm like, why would you wear this?
Who's wearing
Like,
them? Who's wearing them outside?
oh my
Like
god, I've seen like so many TikTok videos of people like just like checking their emails as they're walking, and I'm just like, it's too soon. Like, we're not there yet as a society. Like, we're just still like trying to like keep each other from
that's too
fighting
much.
wars.
Just
Like,
put your goggles on and watch porn like we're in
I would
10.
have I would have been more excited for the fucking flying car. Like, don't give me some fucking Google's glasses. Like, I'm perfectly fine checking my email on my phone. But what I really want is this
That
fucking
flying car. We
Nissan
need a
to
flying
fly.
car. Yes.
Right? We just need roads in the air because it's just like it would beat traffic. Or even one step further, fucking teleportation, man. Like, just give me that shit.
Oh, yes. Let's just I
I feel
hate
like teleportation in the future is going to be only for like the rich. You know what I'm saying? Like
well, yeah.
if you can afford a teleportation machine
I
in
mean the
your
flying
home,
cars will only be for the rich too, I'm sure.
that's gross to me.
Maybe they'll have flying buses, who knows, for the rest of us.
Maybe the flying buses are like much more efficient.
I mean, they
You know,
probably
it's
would
gonna
be.
be
They
it's gonna
probably
be
make a flying bus before they make a flying car, because although I guess is a flying bus just an airplane?
this is true. This okay, if we get flying cars, then would do you think airplanes would become obsolete? No, because I feel like
No.
now that I think of it, why wouldn't they? Like if everyone has a flying car, then you could just fly everywhere.
They'd probably be like trains where like passenger trains went out of style, but they still have freight trains. So I
That's
guess
true. They would then airplanes would be considered for like the low class. Like
yeah, but you have to
like you
slum it
got
on
if
an airplane.
yeah, like if you're a slum, like you're riding coach on a plane, yeah. And only rich people would be able to be like, oh, you actually fly on a plane. Ew.
Like ew, and they'd be
That's
like,
so
ew,
elitist.
you fly first class on an airplane. Disgusting.
Yeah, I know, like you filthy peasant. Like, what's wrong with you? But that's so weird and so fucked up to think like as we continue and further as humankind, like we only become more elitist. Ew.
Gotta love it.
No, I'm like, I probably won't. And I'm happy that I won't stick around to watch all that shit. Like, I'm just like, it's just too much.
We'll probably happen right after we
Although
die.
I
100
was
years from
talking,
now, we'll be dead.
yeah, but I was talking to a friend and we're just like, yo, wouldn't it be cool if we just like froze ourselves and like woke up like 1,000 years later? I'd be like, no, that's fucking terrifying. Like, are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding me? Well, you wake up and the world's complete change. Like, no, I don't, everyone you know is gone. Like life as you knew it has completely moved on. Like
and what do you do?
what if you like wake up in like a horrible existence? Like what if it's fucking like Mad Max?
You better you're taking a gamble that you're gonna wake up in like a Star Trek future because that's the future to wake up in because
That's true. And then also you're taking a gamble even waking up conscious. Like what if like de thawed your ass and like you just like, you know, to make it through the desaw like through the like what fucking thawing process. Do you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
they
Yeah.
they just they can just rescue your head and then you're in Futurama hellscape.
But then, I'm thinking like 1,000 years in the future, like maybe we have robots already, so they'll just transfer your consciousness into a machine. So then it's like fucking the Matrix and shit.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind being
Although I
transferred into
feel,
my body.
although I feel like humans are too dumb. Like we're never gonna get it. Like we'll never become the Matrix. We're too stupid.
We'd probably get it and then fuck it up somehow.
Exactly. Like, oh, what if we did this other thing with it? It's like, no, that's not what it was designed for,
So we
asshole.
went
Like,
too far. World's destroyed.
yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
Try again.
Fuck. Imagine when like space travel will be like that. That's the real shit kicker, man. We should be teleporting to like different planets and stuff.
I would love that. I used to want to be an astronaut when I was a kid.
No way, really?
Yeah.
What made you want to be an astronaut?
I just loved space. Like I just like I mean I also go back to Star Trek. I grew up watching Star Trek, so I was like, oh, if I can't live on the Enterprise, at least I can be an astronaut and live on the space shuttle. Like,
And then what changed?
um, I learned that you have to be really good at math to be an astronaut, and it just was never my strong suit.
I
Um,
fucking hate math,
yeah,
dude.
I was never like especially bad at it. I just didn't like it, so I was just like, well.
What? Yeah, it depends. I actually like math. I like algebra. Algebra is cool. Because algebra, you have like um formulas and you basically just plug in formulas. The
I
one I
hated
never got
algebra.
was geometry. Geometry was all angles and shit. I was like,
See,
no.
I love geometry and I hated algebra.
Like degrees and stuff. Like, no, this is like way
It
too
just
hard
makes
for me.
sense. You can just think, you can just see it, and it's there. It's very visual geometry.
No. I just remember like having like these things like PEMDAS. Do you know
Oh
what
yeah,
PEMDAS means? Yeah,
I've
PEMDAS.
not thought about that in like
I was
20
watching,
years.
I think I was on Instagram and someone was just like, oh, figure out the solution to this problem. And it was like PEMDAS. And like all the comments were like the incorrect answer. There was like a
Everyone
debate,
got
which
like
is
five different answers because that no one knew how to do
no,
the correct
it was only two
order.
answers. Yeah, it was only two answers and people were like debating over it. And I was just like, God, people are like math is something. Although the one thing that there was a new account that I started following and it's this chick and she all she does is Excel tips.
Hmm.
And it's like the best Instagram account I followed in a really long time. Because I was just like, I want to get so much better at Excel.
Well, like, do you use Excel a lot?
I don't use it a lot, but I want to do it more now because she like teaches you really easy like formulas on Excel and she makes it really fun to learn. And I'm just like, oh, that's really nice. This is
Hmm.
also another girl. She like does she teaches math and she teaches fractions, but she does it as for visual learners. So she'll like draw
Hmm.
out a pie and like she'll shade out like and I was like, oh, this is so helpful.
There's a drag queen that like explains math terms in drag. And
What?
I come across her every so often on Instagram. I do not remember her name, but like she's like
That's
in
really
full
cool.
drag and like very beautiful and like explaining like very high level math.
Like
So it's like
fucking
it's like I'm watching it
calculus,
like
trig.
yeah, like yeah, calculus and theoretical math stuff. But I'm just like, oh wow, I don't know what the fuck she's saying, but I'm impressed.
That is impressive. Oh, the thing about math though, too, what I find impressive is that you need to learn math to like fly an airplane. Like you need to be really good at math. So like
Yes,
flying
yeah.
planes wouldn't exist if math hadn't existed. That's bizarre to me.
They should at least know geometry too.
Ugh, geometry. Geometry's bad though. I don't know. I used to have a lot of shame about being a visual learner, but not anymore. Are you a visual
Oh,
learner?
yeah, I think I'm a visual learner. It definitely I can read and retain, but like visual is much easier to picture. Like I'm a much visual person. I mean, I also studied art history, so that's definitely nothing but looking at pictures and making the
That's true.
picture make
Yeah.
sense.
But it's I find it so fascinating how like some people are good at other things and are not. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are good at like analytics and like some people are better at like I don't know, it's just so bizarre how like there's different ways of like learning the same thing.
Yeah,
And, like
it's just like
doing this one like completing the project, people can do it so many different ways.
or they can just like hear somebody explain something once and then they just
Yeah,
like
the
retain it. And I'm
yeah,
just like,
that's not
oh, no, I don't, I can you,
yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
need
not
you to
me.
write that down so I can read it, or
Or I'm gonna
or
need you to show me how this
or
is
just
done in order for me to like
yeah,
really
let
comprehend.
walk me through it physically, please.
I don't know, it's kind of the same way about feeling about masturbation. I'm like, just can you just do this for me? Can you just show me how this is done? And then that's, that's when you get to see people naked and like having fun.
I mean, that's half the fun of masturbation is getting hands on, right?
Yeah, I feel like now I'm just like really upset. Also, that's why too, maybe that's why I was having like a really bad week because I feel like none of my bait bros were like online. Like I wasn't getting as many dick pics as I usually get during the week, and I'm just like,
Oh,
what is happening? Like, are people just like not sending me dick pics, or like,
everyone
are
took a
people?
break.
Yeah, or like people genuinely busy? Like I started getting offended. I was like, fuck this. You guys aren't my real bros. I haven't seen your dick in 2 days. I try not to take it personal.
Yeah. I mean, were you sending them dick pics too?
I send everybody dick pics.
Okay, good.
Do you want to play a game?
Sure, I love games.
Me too. Let's play a game of Goon or Gone. Do you know this game?
Yeah, yeah. I think I listened to one of the last few episodes you did.
Okay, perfect. For the people that don't know and have barely listened to this first episode of the Bate Escape, which you fucking shouldn't, you should go back and listen to all the episodes because they're all fucking amazing. And then come back to this one. We're gonna play a game of Goon or Gone, and I'm gonna list off some random shit that I be like find interesting in my life, and then you're gonna goon for it, meaning you love it, or it's gonna be gone and you're gonna get
Good
tossed
or
out.
gone. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with like a theme music I can play when I edit. Do, 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 do. Goon or Gone.
Make it very like 70s like match game.
Yeah, exactly. All right, number one, popper caps. You know what I'm
Goon.
talking about?
Yes. I
What? Really? I always feel like, okay, show
wait,
me the,
popper caps or popper like sniffer caps?
yeah, those.
The nozzles?
Yeah.
I love the nozzles.
Does those really work for you?
I've got the super sniffer. I've got like four
Wait,
of them
can you show
now.
me which one do you have? Do you have with you readily available?
Okay, hold on a second.
Because I just feel like the last time I had one, like I think the problem was like it wasn't letting air into the actual bottle, and so like I could never really get a hit. That makes sense?
So like these
I
is what
didn't
you're
have
talking about, right?
the yes, I'm talking about those, but those I did not have. Maybe I need to get one of those.
Get some of these, the supersniffer.com. No, I love
Hmm.
them. They like actually um so I do use poppers every so often, shocking,
Yeah.
but sometimes I would get nosebleeds.
Oh,
uh,
why?
just from like the air, like breathing in through them, like dries your nose
Yeah.
out, which causes the nosebleed. But like after I started using this, I don't get nosebleeds at all anymore.
How
And
do you keep it? How do you keep it from not spilling?
it does it like has its own it like seals. It's got its own threads inside,
Uh,
and oop, that's the wrong size. And it's got a button, so it's spill proof.
Holy shit! How much are those things?
I think this one is like 40. I mean, it's worth the price.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So you say goon.
That's a
Uh,
goon, yes.
I'll probably say goon because I feel like I need to pick one of those up. So I'll come back to that once I like give that one a trial.
Yeah.
A trial run. Okay, number two, nipples. I goon for
I love
nipples.
nipples. I always play
Yeah,
with my nipples on mine. Yeah.
me
Goon. Goon,
too.
goon, goon.
Although recently got my nipples pierced and like the nipple on my left nipple is like acting up, like it's like taking forever to heal.
Oh, I've heard everyone I know that has their nipples pierced, like it always seems like a 50-50. Sometimes they work the first time, sometimes they have to take them out and heal and then get them again. And
That's what I don't want to do. I'm
yeah.
dreading having to do that.
But like my boyfriend, he had his nipples pierced for like, God, I don't know, probably like over 20 years. and then just they suddenly decided to not work anymore, and he had to take them out recently. So
That's
like,
so weird.
yeah, it seems like it's just a crapshoot for whether or not people's nipples
Well,
take
I
to the
think
vaccine or not.
well, like when I think about it now, I think one of the reasons why this one's tripping was because when I went to get pierced, I think I had an apprentice to this nipple. And then
Uh,
the after because it this hurt so bad. I think she did a really bad job on it. And then I remember the professional piercer who was there watching was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and do the other nipple." And I
oh,
just wish I had done the same nipple because the one that she did is completely fine.
yeah, that's that would probably be not something you want to hear. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do the other one. You fucked up.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Wait, what is happening?" I was just like, "Okay, well, too late because she did it." I fucking suffered through it, but I'm going for nipples.
Yes, goon nipple.
Um, okay, number 3, Pringles.
Goon. I love Pringles. Yeah,
Do you?
yeah, I do.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite flavor of Pringles?
Um, I do love sour cream and onion.
Mhm, those are good.
Like, that's usually my go-to Pringles flavor. And you gotta, get all the way, gotta get that fisting fist to get all the way in the bottom.
Well, usually just like I s
Oh, I never thought about doing that. I just go, I just,
yeah,
I just drive right in.
you just get in there with that my
I
'cause my
just go
hand's
right
too
on.
big. See that? It's so
Oh,
big.
no, I've apparently been told I've starter fisting wrist. It just goes right on in apparently. Never done
Oh,
it, but if I ever do, apparently I'm the first person to do it for the night because I can loosen you up, I guess.
fuck, that's a happy bottom. Wait,
Yeah.
if you didn't if you had a okay, so, like, let's say you go to the 7-Eleven and they don't have Pringles, what's your next chip?
Oh, next potato. Oh god, next potato chip. I don't know. I have not like bought potato chips in a while because like
Do you like a good
buy
Dorito?
them, then I eat them, and then I like eat the whole bag, and
Are
then
you a Dorito or a Cheeto kinda guy? Oh, yeah, definitely. I eat so many. Yeah,
I'd
if I
have.
buy chips, I go for it.
Do I want Doritos or Cheetos? I would pick Doritos over Cheetos, and I would pick Cool Ranch Doritos.
The Cool Ranch is good. My favorite is, spicy chili. It's in the purple bag.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, you should try it out, it's really good. Okay, we goon for Pringles. Yeah,
Yes.
Pringles are good. Okay, number 4, sushi. Do you like sushi?
Yes. Oh, Goon. Yes. I love sushi. Oh my God.
Me too. I was with, do you know Brother Bator?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
so
think we
he
follow
we
each other.
kinda
We
live
follow
close
each other.
to yeah, we kinda live close to each other, and I was just like, "Hey, like, meet me downtown. I gotta do an errand." So it was last weekend. And I was like, "Let's go get sushi." We wanted to get, like, revolving sushi. I love when it's just, like, on the belt and you kinda, like, pick and
Oh, that's
choose.
fun. I've never been to one like that before.
Yeah, but the location that we had there was just like, "Oh, yeah, we want a seat for 2," and it's just like, "Sure, that'll be, like, an hour and 45 minute." We went, like, on a Sunday, and I was like, "Fuck this." So we ended up going to, like, a regular sushi place, but it wasn't that great of a sushi, unfortunately. I hate it. Bad sushi is not good.
No, it has to be good. Like, there's this restaurant a little bit close to where I live, and like my partner and I go every so often. We get like the sushi boat.
Yeah.
It arrives in like the full boat with like the mast and the sails and everything, and takes
That's
all
a
the thought out. We don't have to worry about what we're ordering. It's like just give us the sushi boat, please.
that's so festive.
Yeah.
I usually just tend to take to I tend to stick to, like, shrimp, tuna, salmon, all, like, the delicious
Yeah.
fatty fishes.
I think the craziest one is like a spider roll. I think that's eel. That's about as the craziest I get with sushi, but
Sushi. Well, that's a good way. That's a good
yeah,
place to be. Alright, so we goon for the sush.
doing it for sushi.
Um, okay, next. Okay, so it's like 1, 2 we have 4 goons so far. Landing strip for a bush.
Gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like
I like a full I
I
like
feel
a
like
full
I like a full bush too. I feel like every time I see a landing strip on a guy, I'm just like, he's so slutty. Like, also too, when they have like, it's a combination. Like, if they have like this speedo, tan, where they're like all tan, but that part of their body, like their ass and their like crotch is like really white.
oh I mean, I do like a tan line. Like tan lines are hot.
Yeah,
I don't know about a landing strip or any type of
like a star.
manscaped shaped.
A star. A
Maybe if it was
bedazzled
something.
bush.
Well, okay, if we're bedazzling it, maybe I might be convinced if we're bedazzling it.
I once gave myself a landing strip and I was like, oh, I kind of like this. But it just, I don't know, it looks cleaner when you don't have like a belly because it's just like flat against your abs. Whereas like I have like a little shelf because of my belly, and I'm just like, oh, it doesn't look as
It's
whatever.
like clean or
As like smooth, like just like against a flat surface.
well, I guess if it's a landing strip, it needs to have the flat surface to land the plane on, right?
Right, yeah. If I was my body to be crashing up against like a wall, like a fucking bad.
It would do that on mine too. Maybe that's why I don't never try
Maybe
it
that
out.
is right. All right, so I goon for a landing strip, but you don't.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gone.
Okay, next, retinol. Do you use retinol?
Oh, like for face?
Mm-hmm.
I do
Like,
not use that.
okay. What's your
I just
face? What's your face cleanse routine?
I just use like a face cleanser and then
Mhm.
moisturize afterwards.
Very good. At least you
'Cause-
do that. At least you do that. Most people don't even do that.
No,
I
I
just
was
actually,
actually
a couple of coworkers came back from Korea and they brought like a couple of masks back home
Hmm.
and I tried to wear it, but like it was, Korean faces are
Oh,
like
so
this
it's
big.
covers
It's
your
like it only covered this part of my face. But I was like, ooh, I'll just like spread out this stuff around. It felt good. Okay, so wait, do we see goon for that? We good for retinol.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Not
Okay,
opposed to it.
next one. Fart porn.
Gone. Gone.
Let me tell you why.
I it's just it like I see some of it coming in from like the loser baiter porn that I don't necessarily follow any of that, but it gets retweeted on my feed a lot, so I get it. And I'm not into the loser baiter stuff. And like the fart stuff always seems to come hand in hand, no pun intended, with the loser baiter stuff. So I just like
Mm.
that's like and like every so often I get like people messaging me like in a Zoom room and it's like, can you like walk up to your camera and just like fart on the camera? And I'm just like A, you're not getting a free show, and B, I don't
Yeah, you
want to
got
do that.
you got a tip for that extra shit.
You gotta tip extra, much extra for that.
It's
But
true.
no, that's a gone for me.
I feel like I want to say, well, I guess it's different though, because it's like there's a difference between a fart and a queef, right?
Mhm.
Because a fart is like dirty air, whereas a queef is just like air, trapped air, right?
Yeah.
So like those
Yeah.
porn where like a guy's getting railed, and like the guy will pull out, and then the butt will just like queef.
Oh, okay.
That's hot to me.
That's hot. That's hot. Yeah, that's what
Like
we're
just
talking about. That's hot.
hearing that noise, yeah.
Yeah, because you
But
know it's like,
I
oh, that guy really
Yeah,
got it.
the guy's getting it really good, and so
Yeah.
like he has all
Yeah.
this trapped air inside of his butthole. But I can tell what you're talking about, like fart porn, where it's just like, oh, you dirty nasty faggot, like eat my farts, and then
Yeah.
someone like
Okay,
farts in your face.
if we're talking about trapped air while being fucked, then that's a goon. I like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we good for queefing, we gone
Yes.
for farts.
Goon for queen.
I love a
Brand
good
new
queef.
sentence. Brand new sentence right there.
We good for queefs. Okay, I love that shit. All right, next and last one, phone calls. Gone,
Gone.
man.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no. Absolutely not.
I just had a
No.
friend yesterday, the other day, like he asked me a question and I was asleep, and the next morning I was like, "What's up? Talk to me." He's like, "Oh, do you have a few minutes to get on a phone call?" I was like, "Absolutely not." Like,
No,
no,
no, no,
I'm
no.
not. I'm not
It's
talking to you
quicker
on
to
the
just
phone.
text me. No.
You can text me. You can even leave me a voice note, but I am
Mm,
not physically getting on the phone and speaking. Like, it's so bizarre to me. It's
no,
not
no,
okay.
no, no.
Yeah, don't ever
I
call
don't know
me
what it
though.
is. I don't know what it is because it's like
Like,
just
you call your
conditioned to hate.
grandmother. Like, even my grandmother, I'll just be like, "Girl, just text me." No, phone
Yeah,
calls. There's so many different avenues of like communication. Like the phone calls should either be the very last of your list or just fucking obsolete at this point.
especially because it's like it's one of those things that's like because there's so many other avenues, when you do get a phone call, you always think like, oh shit, this is bad news.
Right? Yes, you're so right. Inevitably, like no one's gonna call you for like good news. Like everyone's gonna call you because they need to get in contact with you for something really shitty.
Right. So it's just like I'd rather just not have you talk to me. I would prefer to read bad news than hear bad news actually, just because I could
You know what? You're
read it.
totally right. Because you know why? Because when you're reading bad news, you have that time to process it on your own. Because
Yeah,
I feel like when you're on the phone and someone gives you bad news, like you kind of have to like, I don't know, I
you have
feel
to
like
react.
that. Yeah, you have to react because they're waiting for you to react. And
Yeah,
you're just like, but I don't want to pretend my reaction because what if it's bad news isn't as bad to me that it is to them?
right.
So in my private, if I read bad news, I could just like roll my eyes and be like, okay, this is whatever. But like if I'm on the phone, then I gotta be like, oh my God, that's horrible.
Right. Yeah. Then you have to like act a little bit, and it's
Yeah, you have to
like,
like feign this like horrible thing just happening. You're just like, bro, I'm just trying to masturbate. Like, I'll give you a call later. Don't
well, it's
grab
even
your
worse
phone.
than they call when you're masturbating too.
Oh, I deny everything. If I answer your call or pick up your text while I'm masturbating, I love you because I don't do that for just anybody. I
Somebody
don't do
better be
that for
dead.
and exactly like just it goes straight to voicemail. Like I'm not
Yeah.
even bothering at this point.
Just lock the phone outside the bait room at that point. No
Okay, so
distractions.
we got like two gons, I think. Well, two gons for you, one for me. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did a really great job.
We're in sync.
I like NSYNC. I'm team NSYNC. Are you team NSYNC?
I
Although
don't,
Jessica can suck it.
yeah, he's kind of fell off a little bit. I
Yeah.
was always Team Backstreet Boys as
Ooh.
a because I thought they were hotter. That was kind of the only reason.
Well, it made them
I,
hotter.
I don't know. Like I just thought I always had a crush on the one of the I forget what his name, Brian, I think. Like I think it was the blonde, not Nick, but the other blonde one.
Oh yeah,
I
the little shorty blonde one.
Yeah, they just seemed a little bit edgy, a little bit not quite bad boy, obviously, because they're
They were more
well,
like pervy older brothers.
maybe that's it. Should that's it. I should
That's so
have
funny.
known way back then.
You always like catch it on in retrospect.
Yeah, we're finding deep truths here on the Bate Escape.
Hey, thanks so much for like hanging out and like talking to me about like dumb stuff. It's really fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Wait, where can people find more stuff about you? Like shout out your like socials and like any cool stuff that you're doing.
I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitter just for fans and Instagram at PopperNate. Um, I don't necessarily have any big projects coming up. I'm, just baiting and gooning the days away and enjoying every minute of it. So yeah,
Nice. Yeah, definitely go follow PopperNate stuff. It is not safe for work because he does like to
yeah.
show off. Um, and you'll get like a bunch of like Bator Gooner stuff, and armpits and pup stuff. Did you freeze on me? I think you froze
Okay,
on
there.
me.
Okay, yeah,
No,
yeah. I
that's
do
so
love
weird. You were just like smiling, and I was just like,
It's like, oh, you creep.
all right, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of the Bate Escape podcast with my guest Popper Nate. Go follow his sexy stuff, masturbate to it, and we're gonna see you on the next episode. Bye, y'all.